Welcome back. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm going to talk about these dogs. Talk about these dogs in a way of how you can clearly see how they're looking at me right now. Completely different than any other time that my dogs have been around me. It's because I have, but I'm going to say it's a treat. I got a snack. I got some chicken feet. I just give it to them frozen. I don't know why. They just absolutely love this stuff. But there's one thing that I want everyone to really kind of pay attention to, because sometimes when you're just living and you're in and you're doing what you're doing, you kind of forget about what's going on. It becomes normal. And when things become normal, that's when, in reality, most cases, unfortunately, that's when disaster starts to happen to us, because we're just doing the same old, and thinking that it is just what it is, and at the same time, it's what everyone else is doing. Something that I want you to pay attention to is the concentration that these dogs are giving to me right now. And it may look cool, it may look cute, it may look amazing, and that's where I would say in small doses, it's an amazing thing to be able to utilize treats and bones and little things to be able to get your dogs to just show them, hey man, I appreciate you, but not using it in a way that you're trying to convince that dog to, for one, worst case scenario, you want to use your treats to convince your dog to want to stay with you. I mean, I understand if you're trying to use them to get them to like do something, but my just me be me, I don't know everything, but just using a treat to convince the dog to just be with you, that is so destructive. Where you can see how these dogs are looking at me right now. You can see that they're all acting different. It's not because they're trying to please me, it's because they're begging me. Whereas every other video you've seen of me, my dogs being around me are to please. They're just, hey man, what you want to do? What are we doing? What's going to happen? What are we about to make happen next? Where are we going? But right now they're begging me. And begging is something that is powerful to use as a way for mass manipulation. And this is where things get confusing with a lot of y'all, because your dog will beg for a certain thing. Like these chicken feet. Now this chicken foot right here will work pretty good for a lot of things. Y'all using y'all beef livers and hearts and little things like that. But this bone and this foot, this is powerful. Like this, I'm pretty sure I can convince most dogs, if I had this on me at all times, to stay away from a lot of items. But again, she's begging me. She's, please, please give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. She's not worried about what it is that I'm asking from her. She's just give it to me. And once I give it to her, most cases, she's just gonna leave me. So I'll just give it to her, see what she's gonna do. She's gonna go somewhere. She's like, thanks, you gave me what I want. Now I'm done with you. So now I'm gonna go chew on this. And then when she's gonna come back is what she's done. I gotta give everyone else one because she's gonna chew hers really fast. She's beast mode when she eats her stuff. You want one, Shell? There you go. she beast mode when she eats hers. But now she's got it. Now that I fulfilled her beg, now she's like, in reality, straight up, I want nothing to do with you. I'm gonna go over here and be me. I'm gonna do me. This is the problem where a lot of the treat-based stuff gets complicated, because we're just thinking that the dog is there and the dog is wanting me and the dog is paying attention to me. No, the dog is just begging you to get something that it wants, it desires in that moment. And in most cases, what starts to happen is something else out there starts to become way more valuable. And when that other thing out there becomes way more valuable, we're just straight up, it's going to get in your feelings of like, I thought my dog was listening to me, but why isn't it in this situation? Because your dog actually didn't want to be around you to begin with. You just had something so powerful, instinctual to the dog, that the dog is just there looking at you, watching you, studying you. But it's not there for you. It's there for what you have in your hand. It's there for what you're able to provide as a snack. So you see, the second that she's done is the second that she's even double verifying that I dropped any crumbs over there. But as soon as she's done, she's going to come back and look at me as I'm the world's greatest thing again. Because now she wants that again. She wants that again. She wants that again. She wants that again. As opposed to just wanting to be with me just for me. She's begging me. I'm not doing anything to actually get her, I'm going to say, in a better place to want to listen to me more, to pay attention to me more. She's just begging for what she can get in that moment. And that's the unfortunate thing that I see a lot of people going through. That's why treats can look so good at home. But when you go somewhere else where there's a competing motivator, they're no longer valid. Man, everybody, y'all all ate that quick? Even you, Shadow? My goodness. Y'all eating right now. But you're gonna have something that is gonna be more greater. And for me personally, since I'm very sparse with the usage that I use of my treats and stuff that I use on the side. I'm going to get a little extra for my dogs in tricky situations, but that's because I give them what, a treat or something like this, like every month, maybe even 2 or 3 months. I think the last time she's had a chicken foot it's been at least 3 or 4 months. This last one I processed chicken, so 3 or 4 months. And I just process them and I just keep all these feet, and these dogs, they go wild for them. But it becomes normal. And normal, day after day, week after week, month after month, when you're just doing it all day, every day. And when that becomes normal and normalized, then the dog is not really going to, I'm going to say, want to listen to a single thing that you have to say. Because it's just there because of, give me what I want, woman. Give me what I want, man. They're not really there caring about who we are. And since I'm taking a long while to give this dog a bone again, she's going right back to that same place of where she was chewing it, of like, maybe I did drop crumbs. Maybe I should double check it. She doesn't care at all. Straight up. This is the part where I think a lot of people are confused. She doesn't care about, like, I'm just going to say this, just from what I've seen and what I really understand, because I do this many a times with not just, I've been giving my other dogs bones for years and giving them like the little treats and stuff for years. But this dog in specific is kind of like the one that really shows me the realness. I don't know what it is, but this Dalmatian is I really like this dog. She's so expressive. But the one thing that I do know is she doesn't care about me at all. She doesn't care about me more because I give her this treat. She doesn't want to listen to me more because of the treat at all. Period. Like she can give a crap about me because of the treats that I'm giving to her. She doesn't care. She's not wanting to listen to me more. She doesn't want to pay more attention to me. She doesn't love me more. She doesn't appreciate me more. She looks at me more as, how can I take more of that? How can I get more of that? How can I, in reality, straight up, abuse you to make you want to be able to give me more of that? That's all that goes on with this. Because when I give her the stuff, she's like, hey, I'll listen to you in that second. But after I give her that bone, me trying to, let me just try it and see what happens. See what happens. Let's just do some experiments right here, just right off the cuff. Just see what she does. So I'll give her that, and I'm going to try to call her back. See if she'll come back. Ophi, come here. She's got zero interest in wanting to listen to a single thing that I have to say right now. Zero interest. Now, could I get her to come back to give her that treat? It looks like, it may appear like you're working on getting a really good recall. Ophi, come here. Come here. And she's making sure she eats that whole thing. She's still not coming all the way. She's just like, I got this. I'm eating this. And this is where the confusion comes in with a lot of people. Because can I get her to come to, so if I have this in my hand like this, she ate that even faster than normal because I'm calling her towards me. But I can convince this dog to come to me anywhere on this property, any moment when I have this in my hand. And this is where the confusion comes in, because you think like you've got a good recall because you got this treat and you're putting it in a dog's face, and the dog comes to me every time with this treat. But once I give the dog the treat, this is where it's neat for something like this that takes them a little bit more to chew on. It takes them, I don't know, about a minute or so. I mean, they really smashing these things right now. It takes them about a minute to get through it because they thawing out, but they semi-frozen. And as opposed to like just giving the dog the little freeze-dried treats, that's just giving them that dose. So it appears like the dog is coming to you, but the dog actually is only coming because of this. And once you give the dog this is the part where it's fascinating. Of anybody can try this, what I'm doing right now, even if you have your little freeze-dried pieces. Because this is it, guys. We all done. Sorry, or you just chew yours. We all done. We out of snacks. You be okay. I'll give you something else later on. You got the short stick today, buddy. She's eating that so fast because she knows the faster she eats it, the faster I'm going to come back and give her another one. But this is the part that I could test anybody with. You thinking that your dog comes to you. Is it coming to you or the treat? That you could drop like 20 or 30 of those treats on the floor and put them over there and take 5, 10, 15 feet away from those treats and recall your dog at that moment. See what your dog does. That's the part where I'm going to say the real life comes in. Real life of what's actually going down and what's actually happening. And that's the part that we're unfortunately thinking that things are good to go because of doing these 1,000 drills of doing the recall and having my dog stay with me. And it's not real. It's fantasy. And it's in reality, the dog is just, I don't want to say it like this, but the best way I could say it, the dog is just using you. The dog is just looking at you like, whatever. I could take and get and have whatever I want from you. They're not actually listening to you. They're just, I'm going to take that treat and go off and do what it is that I want to do. And it's something that I see that I think that confuses a lot of people and frustrates a lot of people when it's working with these dogs. That's why it pretty much always starts off with using treats. To get my dog to sit, give him a treat. Get my dog to down, give him a treat. Get my dog to come to me, give him a treat. And then it turns into, oh, they're not really listening to me, so now I need the leash pressure. Now I need a corrective collar to now reinforce and enforce what it is that I taught the dog. I taught the dog to sit. No, you actually didn't teach the dog anything when you're just shoving a treat in the dog's face and giving it to it. You're thinking you're teaching recall by having a dog 10 feet from you and you're, come here, and the dog comes to you and you give the dog the treat. You're thinking you're teaching something. And then you're thinking you have something to be able to reinforce because you actually taught something. And I'm going to tell you straight up, more than likely, 99.9% of the time, no, you didn't teach anything. All you taught was the dog to just beg, to beg and beg and beg. And then what starts to happen is if you start to go to a corrective collar because you thought that you were teaching the dog something to do something, and now you have to use corrections and punishment to get the dog to sit and to down and to recall, now you're leading the dog into confusion of, oh, you don't want me to beg. Begging is what you don't want. Not that you want me to come to you, but you don't want me to beg. Now you don't want me to ask for things. You know, begging is asking at the same time. It's just sometimes it's over exaggerated. Where right now she's over exaggerated and the other dogs are more, that's the best word to use. They're way more polite. My Border Collie is polite. The Pyrenees, these guys are polite. She's beg mode. She's just pushy. She's like, give me that treat. She doesn't really care about me in this moment. She cares about what can I get. And that's something of what I'm going to say is a toxic relationship. And that's why in most cases we end up with a toxic relationship in the end. Because we're starting and doing things that way. And then when that dog starts to do that back to us, we start to, that's the only word I could use. We start to feel away. And you start to feel away like, oh, I thought my dog actually liked me. And then you actually realize it didn't. It only cared about the treats and the toys and the bones and all that from you. You start to, I don't really like this dog the way I thought I liked this dog. Because you really start to realize that the dog doesn't really like you the way you thought that dog should like you because of what it is that you're giving to the dog. And that's the part where it's easy to go right into what I want to say is traditional bounce training. I need a corrective collar now because as much as I've been doing for this dog and this dog still doesn't want to listen to me, then I have to put some force upon the dog to get the dog to listen to me. As opposed to the treats are not the way to get the dog to want to listen to you. You being you representing you. You sitting down, relaxing, and just being your own self and representing your own self is why the dog should want to be able to listen to you. And then when you have an added extra something else, it's like, hey, things may like look a little bit better, but understand that how she looks and what she's doing right now, this is fake. This is a fake Ophi right now. This is a fake representation of herself trying to show me something who she really isn't. And that's the part where when me giving the treats is I'm being fake. I'm showing a false representation of myself and trying to put it upon her to show her who I am, but I'm really not. And we're both just being fake with each other. And if you keep doing that, that's where we start to have the complications. I just want to make a simple little video today to just show the power of what these treats are and the power of, in reality, what's going on right now. What's happening. And the power of how these dogs look and how they're acting towards me. I don't know how many you can see on camera. Oh, you can see his face. See him, he's studying me. This dog doesn't ever study me like this until I have something like this. None of them. They're all acting, completely different. And to the average person, and for me to, it's simple, man, make YouTube videos. This is how you get your dog to focus on you. That's the one thing, one thing that, man, I saw like at least 5 videos yesterday thinking about that. I don't know. It's like my life is fascinating, people. I just enjoy it because it's like I see stuff and then it's like I got to talk about some stuff. But it's like how to get my dog to focus on me. Right now, I'm showing an amazing example of how to get your dogs to focus on you. An amazing example. An amazing that if you do this, your dog is going to want to give you attention. Your dog is going to study and stare and eyes locked in on you. So if I look at Border Collie right here, he's just going to stare at me. We can stay in a staring match. And this is what, in reality, it looks good for video. To say, hey, this is what you want, right? And I can even look at the Pyrenees. I don't know, can you see him? Yeah, you can see him. I could look straight at him and he's just like, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing? What's up, Johnny? How's it going? I got extreme attention on me right now. And this looks good. If you just do this and you keep doing this, your dog is going to want to focus on you. Your dog is going to want to pay attention to you. Your dog is going to want to do everything for you. And this right here is straight up manipulation, folks. This is what goes on all day, every day, because you just keep doing this day after day after day after day after day after day after day. And you're wondering, why doesn't my dog focus on me when I take him over there, for instance, even where I am right now? Even it's just in a location in an area like this. I can take your dog, it looks like this inside of the house, but then you take it outside in a location that looks like this. Now your dog doesn't want to pay any attention to you. That's the part where I'm going to say is the lies and manipulation really comes. And the understanding of what these dogs actually are and what it is that we should be doing to be able to get them to be able to get in what I want to say is a real, true, good place. Because right now, they're just begging. They're begging. And once I don't have that item anymore for them to beg towards, because like there's still a wrapper here, they can still smell what's going on with that. That'll eventually fade away when they realize I'm not giving them anything. See, she's studying my hands. She's all on my hands. She's like sniffing everything with my hands. She's all about the hands right now. She doesn't care about me. She cares about these hands and what I'm going to be able to distribute into her mouth right now. She doesn't care about me. And that's where when you just keep doing this, and then the dog starts to get into that situation that it no longer wants to listen to you because of the treat isn't good enough anymore, that's when you have to go towards pressure. That's when the item that you have isn't as good. Like I could say leave my bag alone. That's where I can say a freeze-dried chicken foot, or that's not freeze-dried, that's just straight frozen. A frozen chicken foot is valuable, but a live chicken foot is more valuable. And that's where if I'm trying to compete back and forth, you see how sketchy she is right now? Like she's not even, I'm sorry, Ophi. I appreciate you. I give you my bones here and there, but I know just with this specific dog that I have zero expectations if I give her stuff. You just take the bone, run. I mean, that's kind of how I am cross board with all of them. I don't want you to sit for it. I don't want you to down for it. I don't want you to recall for it. I don't want nothing for it. You take it, run away, eat your bone, do what you do. Because they start to get obsessive in what I want to say is just the straight begging. And you're not really teaching, you're not really communicating effectively to that dog what it is that you're actually looking for. And that's why you end up getting frustrated because you can't keep up with it. Because there's something better off out there that the dog is going to blow you off for. And you're like, I've been doing this and doing this and doing this. What's going on? What's happening? Why isn't the dog? And that's where I'm going to say is, people, pay very close attention. Don't worry about the dog that you see on this screen, but pay very close attention to your dog and what is actually going on. When you have food, is your dog standing there staring at you looking like this? When do you ever see this dog looking at me like this in any video that I've done in the past 6, 7, 8 months with this dog in specific? I don't think I've ever had a single treat out in a single video with this dog yet. And she is way different looking. She looks good as far as what the normal person would see, what's going on right now. The average dog training, not even the average, the 99% of dog training videos right now, I'd be showing something right now. It's like, yeah, see, this is how you do this. This is how you get it. And I would be straight up lying to you because this isn't going to last. This is only going to be here because of what it is that I'm giving to her that she's begging for me right now. She's not sitting here pretty because she's doing that for me. No, she's doing that for what I'm going to do for her. And to someone, that might not be clear, make sense to you, but to me, that's easy and understandable. I want the dogs to do for me because I do for you, you do for me. We are working together. You're not wanting to be there because I give you this item. I give you this money. I give you this. I give you this. I even give you appreciation. I give you praise. I give nothing. I don't want any of that. I want it to be a mutual understanding that we're doing this because we just enjoy each other. You like to run, we go running. That's what we did this morning. She's exhausted today. I have something new to be able to show. I got a lure course that I'm gonna set up. I had these this next level stuff, people. But these dogs, this next that's video I'll make tomorrow because she's too tired today. I was gonna do it today, but I already ran her this morning. But the lure course is next level. She wants to run, I let her run. And she wants to be able to sprint, and I let her sprint. And I let her do what she wants to do. And since I let her do what she wants to do, that's in her to do. Not no games, not no manipulation, not no gimmicks, not no foolishness, but just straight up to the core of who she represents. Then she's going to want to listen and give to me. That's how I want a relationship to be. But right now, what's going on is she's looking good because of what it is I have a treat that I can give to her. And that's short-lived. Because I won't be able to keep up with always having this fancy treat for her to always have. But there's one thing that I will always be able to keep: myself. I'll always be able to remain be myself. I will always be me. And I will always be able to represent that. And I'll always be able to be consistent with that. I may have a day I'm a little irritated, a day that I'm a little more excited, but I'm always going to be at a base level consistent of who I am and what I'm all about. The treats, the toys, the games even, they can all change. But there's one thing that I will, like, straight up, games, you got to give that dog what that dog needs in that game. If you have, I mean, I've seen this with many of the border collies. They don't really do the fetch thing. A lot of people like to throw the frisbee, throw the ball. That's not who they are. It's not what they represent. So you could do that all day long, and it's not going to give the dog what it's looking for. Where each dog has something that it's looking for, that it needs, that it desires. And when you give that dog that's need, you're going to have that relationship that you're looking for. And that's where, in reality, a lot of the weirdness happens, because you're giving the dogs treats thinking you're building a relationship, and it's not. The dog is just begging. It's begging and begging and begging. You're playing even the wrong game with the dog. The dog is just begging. You're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anything done because you're not fulfilling that dog in any way. And that's what is complicated to a lot of people today for some reason. Because what's force-fed to us is you give the dog a treat and you're going to have a really nice dog. Because this is just going to be a very perfect example that I'll be able to give to, especially like this dog. The amount of focus that she's giving me right now. The amount of attention that she's giving me right now. This right here is what I'm going to say is fake. This is all lies. This is all manipulation. This is not real. This is all because of something shiny that I shoved in her face. And that shininess, what always happens, because day one with this dog, the shininess, the chickens running, the cows, the everything. Whereas today, is she that engaged with it anymore? No, because that newness, that excitingness disappeared. And now it's just normal. And that's what happens with all treats, all toys, all everything. It becomes normal. It becomes just an everyday thing. And once it becomes an everyday thing, and what you're trying to do is create that dog to be able to get like that next best item, that next best item, that next best item, that you're running into failure with that, because you're running into a very bad addiction, a very bad addiction that is just devastating in reality, because they're looking for that next best thing, the next best, as opposed to just being happy with the one thing that we are, is just hanging out together and being. That's one thing that I want more people to just really put more time on. Stop worrying about the treats and the praise and the pets and the everything with these dogs, but just worry more about just wanting to be with the dog, because that's all that they want. Seriously, like, I don't know how to simplify that more, but the dogs simply just want to be with us. That's all that they crave, man. It's all that they're looking for, woman. They just want to be with us. They want to be near us. They want to be next to us. They want to be able to be comfortable and calm and relaxed with us. That's what they're looking for. And when we are comfortable, calm, relaxed to that dog, that's where things are just going to just be amazing for you. But when you're playing these games of like, get you all excited, get doing this all day with these treats and these things and thinking that you're actually teaching the dog something, that's where you're stumbling right now. And granted, if you want to teach a dog a wave, a roll over, or do something, you can use your treats to do such a thing. But the big thing that I want every single person right now, you're still in this video right now, do not think that you want to get your dog to walk better outside, walk better in public, walk better or be better inside of the house, and give the dog treats. Just do extra with them and give them treats. But don't think that my dog is now going to listen to me because of these treats. Thank you. What's up, girl? I got like 8, 10 more bags of that stuff. But you ain't getting none today. You already got your fix in. It's just, it puts the dogs in a uncomfortable stance, I'm going to say. The average person would look at this dog right now and be like, wow, she's so excited. Like, she's really giving you a lot of attention. She's looking really good. But I don't see a dog right now that's looking really good. I see an anxious dog. I see a frantic dog. I see a nervous dog. I see a dog on edge of like, just please, am I going to get it? Like a gambler. I see an addict right here. And wherever she came from, she's probably used to getting all kinds of treats for doing all kinds of stuff. And she just loves her some food. But she's not looking at me in a calm, healthy manner right now. And that's the part that I want people to really understand, because in reality, the videos that I show with my dogs, outside of this one, and when I play with the flirt pole and stuff, the dogs, they're not doing anything that is for what we're used to seeing as like a show, because they're hanging out. My dogs primarily in all of my videos are just hanging out. They're laying down, they're relaxed, they're chill, they're calm. And right now, Johnny's got himself a stick. He's gonna chew on a stick, lay down. Oriole's just sitting here. They just hang out, they relax. And that's what you want. That's what you're actually looking for. You don't want this. This right here is a nuisance. This right here is aggravating. To have a dog that's just all on you like this, looking for what it is that you're gonna give that dog. Anytime I move my hands right now, she's stuck. She's stuck. And for whatever reason, this is like shown as being normal, as like what you want your dogs to look like. And this is not how you want your dogs to be. Look, she can't get off of me. She's just like, oh my goodness, there's something on those hands. There's something there. She's anxious right now. She's excited in not a positive, excited way, like we're out running and chasing and doing. It's a completely different way that she's acting right now. She's acting erratic. And she's not acting in a way that is healthy for a long term. For a little dose here and there, cool. I'm happy to give her a bone and make her feel this way here and there. But for me to expect that she's going to want to perform and do more for me, because to keep her to act like this, that's just, at the end of the day, folks, that's abusing the animal. Because I'm putting her in a stance that is not comfortable and relaxed for her. She wants to be calm. That's all that she's looking for. And I'm playing games and manipulating her to convince her not to be calm. Again, give your dog a treat and a snack here and there, but just give it to them, and or play some tricks and do little things with them. But don't expect that those tricks and those things, you want to rely on them. They're fun extra things that we do. They're fun. I like to get my dogs to jump stuff and to lay down on stuff and to roll over and stuff and to speak and to bark. And I'm trying to convince her to even show teeth and do the little growl looking thing, and all on command. It's just fun. It's for fun. It's fun to just have fun with the dogs. But don't do fun things expecting, what is it called? Serious results. You're trying to teach sit. It's fun. Let's just have fun with it. But don't try to like be at the department store and sit. And I said sit because I said so. You're trying to use that to convince your dog to not be reactive anymore. Your dog is barking. I said sit, you better sit. No, just keep it fun. Keep it exciting. And you're going to have an amazing experience with your dog. But the second that you're trying to use the treat or the something to try to convince the dog to listen to you, you're struggling right now. I know you're struggling right now. I know you're struggling right now. But you're struggling right now because that's not what it's meant for. It's meant for fun. And we can't, in reality, mix the fun and the serious, because what starts to happen is the fun no longer is fun. It only is serious. So that's why when you say down to the dogs want to give you extreme pushback, because it started off fun and now you're like you're being evil with it. And you start to be evil in a way that the dog is like, I don't want to listen to you. I thought you were fun, but now you're just mean. And that's where you start to get extreme disobedience, because we're starting off being that way to the dog. I don't know how and why I didn't recognize this in reality when I first started working with dogs, but I always kind of recognized the concept of giving the dog the treat and then giving it leash pressure right afterwards. I'm saying good job, but then I'm telling you, you are a horrible, disgusting animal at the same time. I'm saying good boy, good girl. And then literally a half a second later, I'm saying I can't stand you by yanking that leash, saying anything to that dog like that. It's so confusing. It's so confusing. And someone say, oh, that's how dogs learn and that's how dogs think. I'm going to say, like, I think that we got to be smarter as a people to realize, like, that's not how anything on this planet thinks and works and functions. You don't just neglect the dog and just punish the dog at the same time as give that dog, you're set up for failure, for absolute failure, because it's so confusing. And that's what I want everyone to understand. You're wanting to play tricks and do stuff, just keep it fun. Keep it fun. Get out of it being serious and just keep it fun and watch how things are going to change for you.